Duncan Keith is out. Sheldon Brookbank is in, and he'll be playing next to this man, Nick Leddy. For more on the shakeups within the Chicago defense, Brian Engblom caught up with Niklas Hjalmarsson.
Nick, because Duncan Keith is not in the lineup, you'll have a different partner. You'll be switching from the right side to the left side. How difficult is that, and what gets harder and what gets easier for you?
I don't think it's going to be a big issue. I've been playing left my whole career pretty much. It's just this season I've been playing on the right side, so hopefully it's not going to be a big issue. But obviously all the situations are a little different playing on the other side.
As far as the shots on goal from the LA Kings defense, they had quite a few, plus they had a goal. How do you prevent that?
Just going to try to be in the shooting lane and try to be aggressive in our own end and have good sticks.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
So Brian's smiling there. What was the one thing that stood out about that interview?
Be in the shooting lane, and that's what Hjalmarsson does so well. He's tremendous at it. He paid the price heavily in game number 3. The Hawks were lucky that he was able to get back out there and play after blocking the slap shot. He's done it so often. Tremendous in penalty kill situations. Never afraid to get his body in front of pucks. And when you play that way, as we saw from Gregory Campbell, there's a huge price that you can pay. He's an outstanding puck pursuit player in his own zone, and there's him getting hit by that blast from the point. Hjalmarsson ended up obviously getting up and getting off the ice eventually. Pretty courageous play from him. We've seen a lot of that in the playoffs.
From D-man's standpoint, how difficult is it, all these switch-ups at a moment like this when you're going to play in the Western Conference Final?
I thought it was impossible for me to go to the right side and play the right side. I mean, that was just me. Left-hand shots, play the left side, that's where I was. Swedes are a little different. They're trained a little differently, and as he pointed out, he plays there an awful lot, so I think he should be okay, but it'll be more and more ice time for Seabrook and Hjalmarsson.
Let's talk about the goaltenders right now. Corey Crawford. Remember when, what was it, the last 2 weeks of the regular season, and we were wondering who's going to be the starting goaltender for Chicago in the playoffs? It just seems ridiculous at this point. What have you seen from Corey Crawford?
He is maturing into an elite-level goaltender. We saw it with Jimmy Howard. We certainly saw it with Quick last year that he's risen to the moment, and Crawford, for me, has just been steady, and I don't think anybody should ask a goaltender to steal a game. Like, Crawford shouldn't be asked to steal this one against the Kings, but he has to be as solid as he's been throughout the playoffs. Give his team a chance to stay in the game, give his team a chance to win this thing, and that means giving up no more than 2-3 if it's a nightmarish game.
For Jonathan Quick, we know all about the physical ability. He's got unbelievable reflexes, the flexibility. From a mental standpoint, how do you rate him as a goaltender?
Right at the top of the charts. And we saw that in the third period of Game 3. Another one-goal game. Bickell scored at the end of the second period late. And then the Chicago Blackhawks made a significant push to try to get up 3-0 in the series. They ended up with 10 shots on goal in the third period. They only had 10 through the first 2. And Quick was up to it, including this save on Brian Bickell. That's a series saver for the LA Kings. That would have tied the score late, and who knows what would have happened in overtime. With Quick in net, you're always going to give yourself an opportunity to win.
So the Kings are down 2-1 in the series. They're not going to have Mike Richards. No Duncan Keith for Chicago. How do you see this game being played out?
That is a big drop-off to Brookbank from Duncan Keith. That's a huge hole to fill. Unless they get production from Taves and Kane, I see the Kings winning this one.
It's in LA's favor, there's no question. I still think Chicago finds a way to get it done tonight, though. They've got enough talent up front, and they've got some guys that will be real determined on the back end to fill in for Duncan Keith.
We are moments away from puck drop out in Los Angeles. Marian Hossa is a man who knows about playing in pressure-packed situations. He hoisted the cup back in 2010. Last year, it was Drew Doughty and the LA Kings. Game 4 of the Western Conference Final is coming your way after this.